Go
Oh,
ahead.
I start? Okay. All right. So have you guys heard the breaking news about Donna Kelsey?
No.
No.
So I believe it started with a TMZ story, but it was like breaking news. Donna Kelsey is renovating her Florida home. And like she's getting new windows and doors.
Okay. Why is this breaking news?
That's what everybody's like, why do we care? But it was so funny. Like everybody kind of like went along with the joke and they're like, nobody told me to sit down before I read this article and all this stuff. And then the Kelsey brothers on their podcast addressed it and they like called her and they're like, why didn't you tell us about this? I got like the news directly from her. And then Kylie Kelsey also talked about it on her podcast and she was like, I knew about it before you guys knew.
Oh my, that is so funny for them to turn something so silly into more breaking. I mean, just to make something silly out of it.
It was just like so ridiculous. And they when they called Donna, she's like, I don't know why anybody cares. And we're like, we don't either. It's just funny.
Really, nobody cares, honestly, that you're getting new windows and new doors. Congratulations. I'm glad that you're renovating, but like, that's not breaking news.
She was like, I'm just doing it to save money on heating and air conditioning.
Good for her. Love that.
But that's
Congratulations.
that's what's going on in the world.
Daniela, we cannot hear you.
Oh yeah, sorry, I muted my mic because it was picking up Dillian. She's like, changing all my windows and doors is cheaper than paying for air.
Which you guys can experience right now with your heat wave.
Yeah, way too hot.
See, we're right now in that weird bit where it keeps going up and down, which also is like the start of tornado season.
Perfect.
So the last two, yeah, so the last 2 weeks we've had tornado warning, well, tornado watches, not warnings, for a few nights. And then like it got really hot, like 70s, close to 80, and then it's gone down to like 30s to 50s. Kansas City got hail last night, like gigantic hail. So that was crazy. And I was going to say something else. Oh, because it's been so up and down and we'll only get like a couple days of like really high, I haven't wanted to like completely flip over or like keep flipping our
Hmm.
AC on, especially when it's like not too bad. So we just have been turning all of our, thankfully we have ceiling fans in almost every room. So I've been using ceiling fans to keep it cool. But Alec is like sweating. He's like, it's too hot in here. It's too hot. I'm like,
You
suffer
gotta,
through. It'll be
you
set. It'll be
gotta,
50 tomorrow.
yeah, you gotta open the windows when it's cold and then close them and trap it before it gets hot.
Well, another big issue is that we're both running into coming back to Kansas is our allergies are picking back up too. So, like we went on a walk Monday night around our neighborhood because it was super nice. And as soon as we got home, I just could not stop sneezing, and I could not stop sneezing all day yesterday.
That
It was like
sucks.
in my system.
Good.
Back
So
home,
that's like the downside.
back home, there was a tornado touchdown 2 towns away from our hometown and hail the next town over. I don't know what exactly we got in our hometown, but like my dad like put cars and buildings and stuff last night
Wow,
to
that's
protect
crazy.
them. Because my
Yeah.
mom called me while I was at work and she's like, do you know how to open the shed door? Also, for reference, we have 3 different shed doors with a different way to open every single one of them. So, like,
And you're
my
like,
first
can you
question was
specify?
gonna be like, which shed are
Where are we
like,
going?
where are we at? And
It's
she's
funny
like,
that she would call you in a different state and be
well,
like,
apparently
how do I
she
open
had,
this?
yeah, apparently she had called dad first and he didn't answer or something, and she was trying to go to work, and I was like, you've lived there my whole life. How do you not know how to open the shed door? First of all. Second of
Yeah,
all, then
truly.
she's on the phone with me, and then she goes, "Oh, hold on, your dad's calling me back."
Like,
I don't need you
okay,
anymore.
actually, my first choice
Bye.
called me back. Bye.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Funny.
I'm so glad you
Okay.
were called and not me.
Yeah,
When I
I
was
always loved
like
that.
when I was in college, our little brother called me, had apparently completely forgotten that I was at college in a different state. And he was like, "Hey, do you want to go get Taco Bell with me?"
And you're like,
No.
I don't live there, so no, I can't. Did he want you to pay for the Taco Bell?
Oh,
Is
for
that
sure. To drive, to
I was
pay.
gonna say it was probably because you could drive. Because I'm sure that it was before I could drive.
hmm
fun? Yeah. So weather has been crazy. I think that's just March. March
We
is
had
just
like
a weird
We're
month.
2 days
we're in
of
like
the
a
up and
false
down.
summer.
We had like 2 days of the up and down where it was like back and forth, or like it would be really cold in the morning and then super hot in the afternoon.
Yeah.
But now it's just hot.
I mean, there's still a potential to get snow again because you never know. March could do that. But
It snowed one year in April in Illinois.
it snowed one year in Kansas City on May 5th. I remember it so
That's
specifically
crazy.
because I was supposed to go to the zoo for a class. It was like biology or something. And we were supposed to go to the zoo and we had to cancel the field trip because it snowed.
That's so funny.
And I was like, are you kidding me? You don't get to go on field
Why
trips
would
in
you
high school very
cancel because
often.
of it snow? That's so lame. Just go
I
Because it's
inside.
too
think,
cold out.
Wear a coat. The
yeah,
animals are
I
still out. The zoo is still
it didn't
open
even
in
snow
winter.
that much. I think it was just like a combination of like the buses and the zoo was going to be crazy. Maybe the zoo closed. I don't know.
That'd be weird for the zoo to close though, because like the zoo is usually open through the winter even.
Or maybe the things we were going to see were going to be affected. I was just along for the ride. It really, funny enough, it wasn't my class that was going to the zoo. It was my teacher's other class that was going. He had like a zoology class. And we were in AP biology, but there was only like 6 of us in AP bio. And so he said anyone who wanted to go could go. And so I was just going to tag along.
That's fun.
But anyways, that's the only reason why I remember it being exactly May 5th was because of the field trip being canceled.
It's unfortunate.
So it can happen where
Yeah.
we get snow later and it gets crazy. But that hasn't happened since I was in high school, which was, as we know it,
So
10,000 years
long
ago.
ago.
Well, I hope it's nice weather this weekend in China,
Yeah, hopefully.
or not nice weather, I guess, depending on what we want.
I don't want a rain race just yet. We need to figure out the cars. We have enough
Yeah,
action.
I agree. But it will help when the cars catch on fire if there is rain already.
Oh my gosh. Literally, Isaac Hajar's car, he's just chilling while it's smoking.
We need to intro.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
Let's get our intro down before we start talking about last weekend. All right. Well, welcome to the Pocket Friends podcast. We are your hosts. I'm Miranda.
I'm Daniela.
And I'm Jillian.
And we were just too excited to start talking about the Australian Grand Prix, the first race of the year. I was super excited because of who won and who my favorite driver is. Y'all were more disappointed. But I feel like the
It's a good
excitement is
start.
still up. Yeah, it was a good start for Ferrari.
I'm not really mad.
I'm not necessarily disappointed,
Okay.
because there
It's
was
a little.
he is in the top. Like he was in the top
He's
during the
still
race.
podiumed.
After he's still podiumed, and sorry, and there was battle between the two of them, and he
Yes.
was leading for a good portion. Charles is who we're
Yes.
talking about, in case anybody is like
Are
oblivious.
are we disappointed in the Ferrari strategy?
Oh yeah.
Yes. Always.
Jillian and I watching it, we were like, hopefully they like rehired strategy this year. No, it
Like
didn't.
Hamilton and his engineer were getting along great.
Hmm.
We've made
Yeah.
some improvements in the garage. It
I
might
like
be a
how
good season.
Hamilton called them out. He was
Yeah.
like,
He was like, you messed
"What are
that
we
one up.
doing? What are we doing,
Well,
guys?"
He's like,
it
I
would
want to
have
talk
made
about this tomorrow.
sense. It would have made sense to pit Hamilton, if not Leclerc, since Leclerc was leading. Like we know that.
Hmm.
But like, if you didn't want to pit Leclerc because he was leading and you didn't want to lose that position or whatever the strategy was, you should have at least pitted Lewis and like
One of them.
Yeah.
right
I
get
mean,
something out of the safety car.
And that's literally what he said. He said
yeah.
one of us should have gone in.
Yeah.
That goes back to what happened last season with McLaren and that one race that cost Oscar second place. Like, obviously, much different circumstances because that was like a huge point race for them versus this is the first race of the year and they still did very well. But still, like, that can cost you the championship when you have
Yeah.
bad pit strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like this is nothing new from Ferrari, but like it's always disappointing when they do stuff like that. So.
Yeah.
Well,
Especially when they seem like they have an okay car.
yeah.
Right.
Well, they like their drivers seem to be in good shape. Like Hamilton's definitely improved from last year. And the car is good. But like the strategy can kill us.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm very curious to see how that plays out the rest of the season, obviously. But I mean, I was excited to see Ferrari doing well because all I had seen with my first season of watching F1 was them do horrible. No offense. They were bad last year.
They haven't been that good in a
They
long time.
weren't. Yeah.
They weren't
Yeah.
necessarily good when I started watching, but you know, like
Well, they
once you're in, you're
they
in.
came in second in the constructors in 2024. So that's good.
Yeah. And I mean, Charles did fine, but like overall as a team, there was no
Comments.
consistency. It was usually because someone else was messing up. It seemed that Charles was doing okay.
Yes. And it also kind of seemed like the situation I think Red Bull faces a lot, where it was like Charles was doing a really great job
But the
managing the
car,
crappy situation,
yeah.
and everything else was
Lewis
falling
was
apart.
not.
No, Lewis was not. Lewis had a hard adjustment year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's doing a lot better.
Yeah, he is.
This, I'm hopeful about Hamilton this year.
I am too.
It
I
was good
want
to
at least
see.
one podium.
Yeah, it was good to see him up in the top fighting.
I feel like we'll get at least one podium out of him. At
I think so.
least. And I would bet we'll get a podium out of him within the next 3 races.
Okay.
We'll see how much of a absolute beast of a car Mercedes has.
Yeah.
I think that it shocked a lot of people um, how lackluster McLaren was.
Yeah, shocked me.
Yeah, because we talked about it right before and we were like, okay, who are your top three or whatever. I thought Lando would be up there for sure.
Yeah, I did too. I had as my predictions George P1, Lando P2, and Charles P3. I got 2
Yeah,
out of 3.
So close.
so close. Yeah, it seemed like he was just trying to hold on.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
not like improving or
He was maintaining.
what's
He
the
wasn't
opposite
really
of improving? Unproving?
failing,
Yeah,
Like falling backwards?
getting worse.
something
Yeah.
like that.
Um,
Like he
but yeah.
kind of started and ended around the same point. I think
You,
he started
He
seventh
ended up no, he started 6th and he ended up in 5th. So he
in
gained
fifth,
one
so he's pretty
position.
much,
And
yeah.
I'm pretty sure he gained that position through pit stops. I'm not 100%. He might have done an overtake, but
I don't think he did.
they never showed it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
we were
didn't show a
focused
At
lot
on
least
the
not
though.
front.
at least not on the main screen. They might have shown it to the side, but
Yeah.
I don't always remember everything that was shown on the side screen.
Yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head either. But do you think some of it, now I don't know for sure, but do you think a little bit of it came from the fact that Oscar DNF'd right? He didn't even start. DNS, really. Um,
Yeah. When did they do the cutoff for DNS? Did it
I
count
don't
as
know.
DNS?
I don't know.
I don't know. I just wrote DNF on my thing because he was put into 21st place, not even 22nd place.
He got a DNS.
So him and
Okay.
Hulkenberg
Yeah, did
neither
Hulkenberg
started.
for DNS?
Yeah, Hulkenberg DNS'd.
I know he DNF'd, but did he DNS? Because
I think so.
curious, because I
Yeah.
thought Hulkenberg started.
I don't think so. I think something happened right before.
Okay. Because he
Again, something they didn't really show.
right, or we might have skipped because we skipped the pre-show. Like we had to go back to find Oscar crashing. We knew it happened because we'd seen it on social media before because we didn't watch live. But
Yeah, 4 a.m. Well, it wasn't even it wasn't 4 a.m. It wasn't even the time. It was the timing plus the fact that it was
The
daylight
time
saving.
change. Yes.
and that whole day, Jillian and I
You were at a bridal shower.
were at a bridal shower and other stuff, and it was a tiring day.
Yeah,
A
I get it.
draining day.
Going to parties.
Seeing friends.
As an introvert,
No, I get it. I get it.
that can be draining.
So yeah,
So let's talk about Oscar. Poor Oscar in the Australian Grand Prix.
honestly, my heart broke a little for him.
It's really sad.
It was
Like, this
so
is-
sad.
But for it to be back to back, like, rough races in Australia.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that they
That's
said that
hard.
no Aussie has actually won
Mm-mm.
the Australian Grand Prix.
Yeah.
It's like a curse. There's so many curses in that one.
Well, I'm going to root for him to win one time or podium. Just, I want him to do well in 2027 now because it was heartbreaking. Because it doesn't really, I don't know. And I like tried to look back and I think, what did they end up saying that it was again?
There was something with the power unit
Okay.
that, and then there's also an issue with the back tires. So I don't know if it was a lockup exactly, but there was like there's something that said like the car like hiccuped and that like caused some swerving action. I don't know.
Because he went like around.
Yeah.
It was quite crazy. Yeah. I expect him, though, to have some fight in him in China. Now.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's probably pissed. It's not going to show on his face, but he's like going to be so angry.
Yeah.
Also, back to the like question, which is crazy that I am going back because usually I'm the one to go on a tangent, but I don't think that had any effect on Lando's performance. Not gonna lie.
You don't?
No. I think their car is just not as good as people thought it was gonna be
No.
after last year's,
I mean-
especially.
There was just so many changes.
Mm-hmm.
It's a completely different car that I don't think any advantage that they had last year was necessarily going to transfer.
Now, after Mercedes loses their advantage with their engine, do you think that they'll be competitive then with Ferrari or Max?
That
Will
Mercedes or
be
McLaren?
competitive with Ferrari?
That McLaren will be.
I don't think Mercedes is necessarily going to affect that. I don't think if they were fighting with them
I just know
Like
like
Lando
Mercedes is like
wasn't.
up here, right?
Yeah,
Mercedes has
Right.
their cool power engine right now. And like they still have good drivers. Like Kimmy and George are still great drivers, but
Yeah.
I do think that their engine's giving them a boost right now. So when that goes away, how far do you think they'll fall?
I think they're definitely like preparing for it. They have time to think about what to do with it. So I think they're gonna probably be in line with Ferrari and or maybe a little behind Ferrari. But
Okay.
like M McLaren wasn't even that close to Ferrari.
Yeah.
No, that's true.
So I don't know. It might be like Red Bull, McLaren, and Ferrari and Mercedes kind of the whole season.
I was
We'll
just
see.
We'll have to
putting
see.
all those names together in my head.
Yeah, there's a lot of M's in there, huh?
Yeah, I was like trying to put together who you said. Yeah, and that might be like my bias of like wanting Max and Charles in the top to be racing each other, but I do think that Mercedes had this advantage, and they had like a year, like knew the changes were coming and had like a whole year to like plan for it. And now
Yeah.
they have to like flip the plan and come up with something kind of quick to like replace what they had come up with. So like they won't be in development as long as say Ferrari, who had that whole entire original planning period, plus any new time that they have now that they're currently developing stuff. I don't know.
So you think Ferrari's going to come out on top?
Yeah.
Don't get your hopes up.
Based, based on how they've been performing right now, I think that if you take away Mercedes' advantage, which is going to be taken away, I think that Ferrari will be outperforming them and will be in the top along with Red Bull as well.
Well, you can hope and dream, and we'll have to see what happens.
I can hope and dream, but those analyses are based on the race we just watched.
I know,
The
but
one race.
And I will develop
It's
my
one race.
analysis. I know, but that's what I'm saying. I will develop my analysis further after I have
After more races.
input from more
I
races.
I definitely have lower hopes for China because Charles is historically not great on that track.
Okay.
True.
Good to know. Good to know.
So
Who won
we'll
it
maybe
last
be
year? Do we
looking
know?
at Hamilton. Probably one of the McLarens.
Oh,
I don't know off the top of my head.
was that when Oscar started doing well? 2025. Yeah, Oscar. Oscar, Lando, George, Max. So,
Sounds about right.
Oh, that was
what?
when Ferrari was disqualified last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Why were they disqualified?
I don't remember.
Okay. Well,
Well, you just had that information and it didn't tell you why.
I just looked at my Excel spreadsheet. I don't have notes on on what the
Well,
problem was.
do better.
This year I'll keep track.
Don't worry.
I have notes on
Write it
mine.
down.
Yeah, that's why I wrote down also, I want to see how Max does in qualies since he crashed in Australia and started so far down.
Yeah. I also I wonder if the Red Bull car is better than we think it is, but
Yeah,
it's just Isaac didn't finish and Max had to start at the end. And so like the battery recharging, he was like working his battery the whole race.
yeah,
I think we also have to think about Max as a driver. And any car you put him in, he will perform, even if the car is dog doo doo. And if he's qualifying well, he will be in the
doing,
top.
he'll do well. He always,
I
when
mean,
he
look at
qualifies
where he
well.
ended from the back of the grid. I mean, not surprising. He's done it several times, but like if you look at that, and then imagine he starts higher, how
Yeah.
much higher he's going to end up.
And
Yeah,
he like was frustrated with this recent
the
race.
battery. Yeah. Yeah, I hated people are kind of annoying me with talking about Isaac Ajar so much after qualifier when he, was P3 and they're like, "Oh, he's breaking the curse." I'm like, "Please stop saying that. Do not jinx it." Like
It's the
I
same thing with
actually
Ferrari.
yeah, I want Isaac to do well because I want the Red Bull second seat curse to be broken. But I'm like, you're saying it too soon. Shh.
I mean, this is
Just let it
literally like
happen.
Ferrari after P1. We were like, yeah, we've got this season in the bag.
Yeah.
Um,
Basically, don't put any of your hopes and dreams out there, or put
true.
put out stuff that
So
you're
true.
like, hey, I want Oscar Piastri to win the drivers' championship.
Okay.
A little reverse psychology.
Yeah,
Yeah. Trick
there
the
you go.
F1 gods.
Yeah, we'll trick the universe.
Uh,
The
yeah.
problem is, it's so funny. Like people just say like it's curses, but like it's truly like split down the middle. No matter what topic you're talking about, like say Oscar winning championship, half the people want that and half of them don't. So like you can't say anyone's cursed because someone's gonna get their way and someone's not. The people who just don't get their way are gonna be like, oh, curse.
Yeah.
They're just gonna blame it on that.
I do believe in the second Red Bull seat curse.
Oh yeah, I don't not agree with that.
Yeah.
That one's maybe a little more true of a curse than anything else.
Yeah, because that one's like there's evidence and it's been several drivers and
Like
like
3 seasons.
Yeah, that one's a little more obvious of kind of like something's going on.
right, where
That
like
one's
stuff
putting
that's
some
just
voodoo.
like only happening in one season.
Yeah,
There's no like evidence to any of that where you can be like, ugh, they're cursed.
no.
Yeah. I do like that some people are like, it's Daniel Ricciardo. He put the curse on the side seat. And I just think that's funny.
Well, and people also started to say that because Max crashed and Max took 33, which is like,
Yeah. Daniel's number.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. He'll have to.
just fuckered. Did the air turn on? I don't think so. This place.
Suddenly sounds a little louder, so I feel like the air did turn on.
Well, I do have a fan by me because I need air moving near me. Or
Because
else
you're a sweaty girl.
yeah, or else my hands and feet get very sweaty.
And then there's me who has a heated blanket on my lap.
Not here.
Could not be me.
Because it's chilly here.
It's 79 degrees here right now.
Wow. Crazy, man. Crazy.
And the sun is down and it's still that hot.
Wow. Okay, what else do we need to talk about from last week?
How about the Aston Martin car?
Oh God. I just saw so many like TikToks and like threads and stuff after the fact that was like, I'm alive, but I'm dead. But I'm alive, but I'm dead.
Yeah.
What are they doing?
I still am not clear on what happens. They like potentially put a car back in after they took it out.
Yeah,
I
because
haven't really seen anything on it on my TikTok. I've seen more stuff about the people who finished in the top, but it came back on the screen that he was out again. Alonso?
Stroll. I thought it was Stroll.
I think both of them. I think one of them went out and then another one went out because when I looked up, one was 10 laps behind and then another one ended up being
It's
like
like
12 laps
60.
behind.
I didn't see that
Yeah.
one. I saw the one that was 10 laps behind, and I'm pretty sure it was Alonso. And I was like, I thought he DNF'd, because, like, he'd been DNF'd for several laps, and then here he is back on my screen.
The lore in
Like,
my
what the heck?
head is that they are still trying to put together their vehicle and that they were like, well, this is free testing at this point. Go ahead,
Yeah.
take your car out.
I just didn't think they could do that.
Yeah, I'm not clear on the rules there. I guess like they're still gonna finish in the bottom
Maybe
just
it was
because they
fine as long
signed.
as they didn't actually finish.
Or as long as they were like out of everyone's way.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they went in the gap. I'll just cruise here for
But
a
I
minute.
don't I also don't know how that would work like regulations wise because if they do go out and then like break down on track
Oh, then it becomes
again,
a
then
thing.
it becomes some sort of like safety car or something, which like affects the whole race. And like they were out of the race and now the race is being affected because they're magically back in the race. But I haven't seen anything on my social
I don't
media
know.
about this, so I have no clue really what happened or if they were actually out or if it was like a like computer glitch or something that came on. But that'd be weird to have a computer glitch for both of them.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was both of them that it happened to. I thought it was just Alonso.
I thought it was maybe both of them, but now I'm literally about to Google this, so keep talking.
So I do think that it they were like hyping up that we have the guy who made Max Verstappen's cars designing the Aston Martin car. I'm just starting to think maybe he doesn't design good cars.
Potentially.
Yeah, Jillian
Maybe,
said
maybe that wasn't a flex.
she goes, were they good cars or was Max just driving them?
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a fair point. Because
Yeah.
Max, if I don't know who designed the car last year, but Max complained a ton about that car.
Yeah, to the point where he was like, the season's like, we're not doing anything this season. We're just getting ready for the next season.
Yeah, like I'm unclear which cars this guy designed. I mean, we
I
are
don't,
relatively new to the F1 universe. Like, we're no experts by any means.
yeah, but
And I didn't even know the guy's name.
just like the fact that they like made a big deal about that and now their car is absolute garbage.
Which, like, I know, like,
Dangerous.
it has.
It's actually a health hazard.
And I'm also like, did he just design the body of the car? Like, what
Yeah, what
exactly did he
exactly is he
design?
designing?
Right. Because, like, there's a lot that goes into the car than just.
It's just a title.
And, like,
I
how
don't know.
much. Like, I don't know anything about this guy. Like, does he have an engine? Like, he's got to have some sort of degree, obviously, but, like, is it engineering or, like, aerodynamics or, like, what? Like, what are his.
What makes you qualified to say you design race cars?
Yeah, what do you have to be qualified in to qualify to design race cars?
I don't know. The more I learn about F1, the more I wish I was exposed to it at a younger age because there's like a lot of really cool jobs in it.
Yeah.
And I maybe would have done something different with my life.
Okay, this is what Google says. Lance Stroll returned to the track after a supposed DNF in the 2026 Australian Grand Prix, primarily to gather crucial mileage and data for Aston Martin.
There we
I
go.
figured if they were out, it was for a data gathering thing, because the drivers can't drive. They like can only drive the cars at certain times. So if they're in a race, they can drive it, and that won't count against them or anything. That's not illegal.
Oh, no, this one
Well,
says both were. Both were, yeah. Both Fernando and Lance were out at various points during the race.
Cool.
okay.
What are the
There we
regulations
go.
behind that? Does it say? Do we know?
It doesn't say.
We might have to do some research on that one.
Yeah, I honestly, everyone just keeps reporting about the whole nerve damage comment that they made about the drivers potentially suffering from nerve damage if they went the entire race. No one actually talks about what the regulations are and if they had crashed their
They're
cars while
they're more
doing practice runs.
concerned with
No one actually cares about Aston Martin is the problem.
yeah, that's
The
just
nerve
crazy.
damage comment is insane.
Especially with like how important it is that they have feeling in their hands.
Yeah, like
So
their
like
hands are incredibly important.
Well, and
I know
Stroll
everybody like
already
wants to be an
has.
F1 driver, but
Doesn't Stroll already? He like broke his hands or something, didn't he?
yes, he already has
And already
issues.
has like major issues to begin with.
But you're
And then you're
forgetting
putting him.
his dad owns the team, so his seat is safe.
He'll
Right, but
always
I'm
get to
saying like.
drive as long as he wants.
But I'm saying like you're still. Even like Alice's dad, like you're putting him in this car that could potentially destroy his hands that are already like halfway destroyed.
Yes, bad call
Yeah.
for the team, but yeah.
Yeah.
But like if I was a driver in that situation, I don't know that I'd
Like,
get
what
in
do
the
you
car and
do?
drive.
Like, but like, what do you do? Because it's not like you can like jump to another team. Like, this is your.
I that feels like a lawsuit. I'm like, you better pay me enough that I can retire this year.
I'd be like, I got tonsillitis. I need a reserve driver to drive.
I mean, if anyone has probably, like Fernando Alonso probably could retire at this point. I think he's had
My
a,
friend's middle sister. This is really off topic, but I said tonsillitis and then I thought about this. My friend's middle sister had scarlet fever. I didn't know that that was still like something you could get.
yeah. Well, did you know all these old freaking diseases are coming back because
Yes.
people don't
Yeah,
get vaccinated?
I did know that, but like scarlet fever like never actually went away. But like I thought it did,
No,
and
it didn't officially
I
go
also
away.
thought it was like worse than it is, but it's pretty much just like a version of like strep throat or something.
You can go blind from it though.
No, not actually.
Oh, okay. Little House on the Prairie lied to me.
Yeah, mom, I was like, well, like, is she okay? And mom's like, she can't go blind. Like that's not what actually caused her blindness in Little House on the Prairie. I
I
was
love
like,
that that's what
okay.
you think of.
That was a huge plot point.
Well, because mom said that, and I was like, scarlet fever. Like, is she okay? Like, I thought like that's like serious.
I thought that was like Helen Keller also had the scarlet fever, and that's how she went deaf and blind.
Yeah, apparently it was something else that was causing that stuff. Or
Okay.
maybe it was just like that they were like didn't have the medicine for it, and maybe that did cause it back then.
Yeah, maybe long
Not
term.
entirely sure. But apparently it's not as serious as I thought it was, at least not in this day and age.
Well, that's
I was
good.
waiting.
Is your friend
I was
okay?
As far as I know, I haven't gotten any
not
updates.
blind yet.
Okay,
I
well,
was
back to
waiting.
F1.
Sorry.
Your hands are very important, so I understand them being like, yeah, I'm not going to finish if I end up getting nerve. If there's a potential for me to have nerve damage in my hands, unless you're Fernando Alonso and planning to retire.
At
I don't think he
what
is though.
point?
No,
No,
probably not.
I don't think any of them plan to retire. Let's be real. But at what point, like, how do you know it's starting?
What, nerve damage?
The
Yeah, like as the
tinglies.
driver, if you're like driving currently, is there a sensation you get in your hands, or does it happen during the race is what I'm wondering, or is it something that happens like kind of after? Like,
I'm guessing it's like exposure to the shaking and the vibrations in the car.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
It's
So
definitely, it's,
I'm
like
wondering if
probably
it's something that
long,
they feel as it actively happens, or if it's something that would happen down the
probably not.
line. Probably not to what?
yeah.
I said two things. I said an and or.
You said like them feeling it happen. They might like have like it's probably going to be like a slow decrease in feeling, which you don't
Yeah.
necessarily notice.
Yes. And then the other question is, I guess this isn't a question. This is a hopefully. Hopefully they're like being checked after every race and every time they're in the car by
I'm
like a
sure they are.
doctor, like a professional. But also like, at what point do you know in the race to stop so that you don't have nerve
I don't
damage?
think they'd be able to tell it in the middle of a race.
That's what I'm saying. So like, how like do they have to be told like you have to stop at this point? Like,
To be honest, I think whoever made that comment was probably being dramatic.
I don't know.
I don't think
Have you
one
like if you
race. One race I don't think could give you that.
Probably not.
No, but like throughout the season. And if you see like how much the cars shake just in a good car, like it's believable that like they would shake that much that it would like destroy their hands. Like the like friction in like your wrists and stuff.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. You were asking a non-medical professional. I do not know much about nerve damage.
Where's HC?
Yeah,
Good call.
I'm gonna
I
ask
don't
him
think it's
at his
even-
wedding. That's gonna be my topic when I walk up to them. Be like, so, what do you know
So
about
we're watching
nerve
F1.
damage? I'm not even gonna say F1. I'm gonna be like, so, what do you know about nerve damage?
First, congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations on your marriage. No, she's just gonna be like, I need to talk to a medical professional.
Be like, so, what do you know about nerve damage? And don't say anything about the wedding. Just straight into it. No,
You
okay,
probably
I will-
won't
I will
get a good
congratulate
answer
them.
from him either.
Probably not, but I'll congratulate them and I'll
It'll be
still
like
ask
when
them.
people ask us legal questions, we're like, well, it depends.
It depends. We love that question, or we love that answer. We have no idea. It depends. Give me more information, please.
I feel like hypothetically, this is not related whatsoever to anything I'm doing in my life.
You're like,
It's like
hypothetically, no, hold on. Hypothetically, every Sunday for 2 hours, I sit in a car that shakes my hand. At what point can I tell if I have nerve damage?
Can I feel it as it's happening, or does it happen after like long exposure?
No. Now I want to come up with a funny hypothetical. Now I want to be like,
We'll get a good question.
I
for
will
him.
ask him. I will ask him.
We got a couple months to prepare a good
Yeah.
question.
yeah,
Let's prepare the question and I'll ask him.
okay, sounds grand.
So Aston Martin did not do well.
No, no
Audi
points.
did.
Didn't finish.
Audi, they had
Audi?
one. Audi.
Audi.
They had one driver finish, Bortoletto.
And
got
he scored
points.
points.
So great opening for a new team.
Hey, he finished. Yay. Cadillac,
Who else is their team? Botas?
Bottas, and Hulkenberg.
No.
No.
Bortoletto and Hulkenberg.
Bortoletto and
Cadillac
Hulkenberg.
is
Sorry,
Bottas.
Bottas and Perez.
Yes.
Sorry, too many. I was thinking the
Lots.
bees, and I got the bees mixed up.
Lots of characters now.
I was just
Cadillac?
looking at my list and I couldn't remember in these DNFs who was.
Cadillac didn't do well. One DNF, one didn't score points, but
But their
I think
car
they
didn't
did.
blow up.
Their car didn't blow up.
I mean, no one's car blew up, but we're being a little dramatic. But like,
Okay, their car didn't catch fire.
there was no smoke.
Yeah. Wasn't a dramatic exit from the track.
No.
Right.
I don't even know exactly what happened. He just
It was
like pulled
he
off.
was going into the pit lane and he had the same kind of lockup Max had in qualies,
Okay.
but he was going slow enough that he kind of just like went off.
He was more controlled on
Nothing,
it.
nothing like major.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy like Max where he like spun around.
I want to try and watch it through maybe the F1 TV app next time instead of watching it through Apple to see if I can sorry, I keep looking up at my big screen TV now and put some different perspectives on the side so that we can see some other people because they really, really focused on like the top 4 drivers.
Yeah, well, that's where there was like a lot of action happening between first
That
and
was
second.
where most
so-
of the action was happening, and I think they tend to do that in the first race, where they focus on those first few top people.
Yeah. And it was interesting for the first half.
Yeah.
So fair. But then we missed some stuff. Like we missed a big almost incident at the very start of the race. with
Colapinto.
Colapinto and some other people.
I don't know that
Those
the
surrounding him.
F1 TV app still even works though.
It does. It
It
does.
does,
Okay.
supposedly. That's
I
what the
still have my
internet tells me.
subscription. I still have my subscription. I just didn't know if it would like work on the TV or
You
if I
can
can like do it on my phone and cast.
you can open F1 TV, the F1 TV app through Apple TV.
Supposedly. I'm gonna try and figure it out for stuff. Maybe I'll try and
And
watch qualities or
do
something.
you have to do that to get split screens, or you can just do the split screens through the Apple TV F1?
I think you can do screens through Apple TV if it's live. I haven't been able to tell how you can do it if it's not live.
Okay, gotcha.
There's so many like little things like that I'm like, it's so irritating. I'm like, why do I have to go here for this and here for that? And like, the information is kind of all over the place.
Yeah. I don't think our TV is big enough to do many other screens with how small everything on the side is.
Well, mine is big now.
True. Ours is
It's
not.
almost too big. She actually is too big with the legs. We have to get a whatchamacallit? A mount, a wall mount, so that it actually fits inside of our fireplace. Because right now it's like leans forward just a hair because it's a little too big for the fireplace. Alex, the other day, the first night we had it, he's like, "Would you call me crazy if I put pillows on the ground in front of it?"
Yeah. Yeah. Brand new TV. Let's protect it.
I was like, Alec, first of all, if you want to put pillows on the ground, maybe we should just take it down. He was like, no, 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 no. I'm not actually that concerned.
And be like, put some pillows on the ground and tuck them in with a blanket so they don't spread apart when the TV lands on.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, I mean, if this thing falls, it's falling, and it's not going to do well.
Fair enough.
So,
I could potentially bring my TV from my bedroom out here.
And watch
Have
them at
that,
the
like,
same
on the
time.
floor and have someone's perspective there. Have like two people there, and then like the main on the main TV.
wow. You guys said you weren't using your phones as much while you're watching, right? You could each have one on your phone. You could have one on your computer.
Can you do that though? Can you be on multiple devices through the same subscription
I'm pretty
at the same
sure.
time?
Well, my F1 TV app I think did have a cap, but I don't know about Apple TV.
Yeah.
That's your.
The tricky
that's your
part is
pavilion.
starting them all at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like
Everybody one, two, three,
that's a little crazy.
You're like, I have 5 fingers. I just have to make sure.
Well, but if we do this TV and my TV, then each of us can have a remote. Like me and Jillian can each have a remote, and then
Yeah.
like when we do the countdown, like we usually do, we just all have something to click. Then nobody's left out.
Yeah.
True.
Usually it's just me and Miranda doing the click.
And the click is very important.
Yeah.
It is much easier to do it in Apple TV than F1 TV.
I agree. The controls are a little easier.
Well, because
And
our Google, especially the buttons you click, you had to like click down to make sure you were on like the time for like where you're at in the race to then push play. And if that wasn't up, if you push play, that would just bring up the screen where you could click a different driver. It was a whole mess.
yeah. I also do like the fact that it's through Apple TV because every device can access Apple TV. But like a couple of the TVs that I've used haven't had the ability to have the F1 TV app, and so I had to stream it from my phone. And then if anything happened to what was happening on my phone, like if my phone died on accident or something,
Wi-Fi or something.
yeah, then it would stop and then it would start over.
Um,
Not start over.
Yeah,
I've
like
I've honestly enjoyed the Apple TV experience. They have
Yeah.
my races all lined up very nicely. You can pick
yeah.
between like the F1 TV people and the Sky News
Sky Sports.
people, Sky
Yeah.
Sports.
I don't mind their layout. I think the layout's good and everything. Um, I did like, and we talked about this when we watched the race. I wish they split up the pre-show versus the race,
Yeah.
so we didn't have
Yeah.
to scroll through an hour and a half of pre-race stuff.
Yeah.
Which is what F1 TV used to do. They would have like the pre-show, the
Hmm.
race, and the post-show were all different things you clicked.
Yeah. So Apple TV, if
Other
you're
than that,
watching, take that as a note.
yeah. Other than that, I don't think we really had many complaints.
Though to be fair, if we didn't have all the pre-show stuff, we wouldn't have seen Oscar crash.
Well,
True.
but they still
But we
had
would
the
have known to go look
pre-show.
for it.
We could have went and looked for it in the pre-show.
True.
The
We
other
would
thing
have just had
Danielle
to
and
go
I
to
have
something
liked
else.
is that the captions are really good and on time on Apple TV, and on F1 TV they were like 10
They were
seconds behind.
bad. They were so
They-
behind.
Well, and I think that's just usually a side effect of live TV.
Hmm.
But I love me some subtitles. Especially
As
for the radios that you can't quite hear, they did do those on subtitles. So like
Yeah.
the ones that you can't quite understand, they did have those on subtitles. So you could like read them.
Kinda get 'em.
But sometimes they don't like type them out in the little radio box, which is I don't know why they don't do that, but maybe they don't quite understand it either. I don't know.
maybe it's hard to understand, or maybe it's just too long, like, and coming at them too quick, and they want to get it out soon as possible.
Yeah. I don't know what the case is, but the subtitles have those. So you
I
can
will say, I admire the people that can do that. My stepmom is a court reporter. I don't know if I've said that on the pod, but she's a court reporter, president of the National Court Reporters Association. Captioning is a part of that. And that work is freaking hard to do. So,
well, and she can have like her own dialect of like shorthand,
yeah.
right? They can't even do that. They have to like regular English.
Well, I'm sure they have,
People are reading it. They might
well,
have some
you
sort
can
of
have,
code system.
yes. A lot of times, like for cases and stuff, Cindy will have certain words that are going to come up a lot. She'll have a shorthand for it. And so if she hits
Okay.
her shorthand, it pops up that word. So I'm sure they have that for F1 of certain, common phrases and things,
Keywords, yeah.
keywords. So it makes it easier. But still, it's a lot of on the fly, whatever they're saying.
Yeah. And while they weren't perfectly on time, which I don't expect with live TV, they were only like a second behind.
Yeah,
Which is very
that's super nice.
impressive. Especially if
Instead
you're
of like
watching, I can't
a
hear
minute
my
behind.
reading. I don't know if anybody else has that problem.
Danielle has a lot of issues. We started watching Heated Rivalry, and Danielle is over it because there's so much that's like in Russian, and you have to read the captions, and she's like, I can't. She can't
them
read fast enough.
They disappear. I'm like halfway through it, and they disappear, and they're on to the next thing. And I'm like, I don't even know what you just said before this.
And there's a lot of like text exchanges, and there's too much reading for Daniela. She can't do it.
Yeah.
I'm
And
sorry.
it's not that I don't like reading; it's that I cannot read it fast enough, like
Yeah.
to save my life. And Julian's like, "You should really work on your reading speed." I'm like, I literally read 7 books last month. Like, I don't know what else you want me to do. And like, I'm not, like I'm trying to read them. Like, I'm not, like la di da reading them. You know?
Just, yeah, I guess have the pause button nearby.
Yeah, but then
She's
you'd be
done
pausing
watching
it like
it.
every 2 seconds. I'm over it. It's
She-
just so much awkwardness that I literally hate. And I know it's supposed to be like that, but I just can't get past it. Like, they're just so awkward together in everything.
We watched 2 episodes.
and it's kind of predictable, and I don't know what they're saying half the time.
Yeah, here's the other thing. Usually, if it's like something like there's a lot of like you need to read the captions or whatever, and Danielle can't keep up, I will read them to her. These ones I said, nope, you're on your own.
You're like, that's a
And
little.
I'm not opposed to watching shows with captions. I watched Max and Hall. I did not watch it in German. With I'm pretty sure German is the
Did you watch it dubbed?
original language. I watched it dubbed because of the same reason I can't read it fast enough. But right now I'm watching a show called Monarch, and Japanese I think is what they're speaking a lot, and I can catch most of it because it's not like super frequent, that I can catch most of what's being said in the foreign language and then use the context clues to piece it together. Which is also why when you called me, I was a little distracted because I couldn't find my TV remote to pause it and I didn't want to miss anything.
Did she tell you about that?
No.
I called her yesterday and I was like, hey, how are you? She's like, good.
Yeah,
She's
that's
like,
just
I said, yeah, I'm just, on my way home from work. What you doing? Watching a show.
yep.
Nothing
I
else.
believe it. I
And I
believe
She was
it.
said,
saying,
I was like, okay, you sound busy. I'll talk to you later.
I gotta go.
It's like I'm not getting anything out of her tonight.
Did
sorry.
you just hang up the phone then, or did she pause the TV?
No, I hung
I
up.
couldn't find my remote. We just ended the call. I couldn't find my
You
remote.
could
I
have
didn't know where
said,
it
"Hold
was.
on." I
No,
need
but
to
I
find
couldn't
my remote.
look because I couldn't look away from the TV because it was a part where there were foreign speakers, so I had to be reading.
You could also rewind later on when you came
Listen,
back to it.
listen. I don't like doing that because then I already know stuff that has happened.
But you missed some stuff.
I didn't miss stuff because I was paying
Because she wasn't
attention.
talking to
She
me.
was being a total jerk.
It was rude
Okay.
of me, but I knew I'd be talking to her again, so it was fine.
She just takes advantage of you, Miranda. She's like, we'll talk to each other at some point.
She'll call me back. It's fine.
Yeah. We'll talk eventually. It's okay. No hard
So,
feelings. It was
go ahead,
nothing
So,
Julie.
against you. I just couldn't find the remote.
It's okay.
so I'm gonna go back to the Botas wreck, whatever happened to him. Um, so Ferrari's getting a lot of hate online for this strategy mix-up
Botas? What did Botas do?
that he like locked up in the pit lane. Safety car came out.
Okay. Yeah,
That was
yeah,
the
yeah.
second safety car. So it was a chance for Ferrari to kind of correct the mistake from the first time where they didn't
Yeah.
pit.
And then they closed the pit lane.
They went right past it before the safety car came out. And then by the time they were getting around to the pit lane again, they closed the pit lane.
Right, so that
And
wasn't on them, but everybody
that's
on the
not
internet
Ferrari's
has
fault.
been like, yeah, everyone on the internet has been like bashing Ferrari for that. I'm like, that one wasn't their fault. We can let that one slide. The first
Yeah.
one,
The
sure,
first one, that's on them.
That was on them.
absolutely. The second one, while it was like a little redemption one, unfortunately the timing was completely off and it didn't work, and that was not on them.
Yeah. And the commentators did point out that it was expected that there was going to be many safety cars in this race. And the first safety car came out at like lap 10. And this was a one-stop race. So it wasn't ridiculous for Ferrari to be like, no, we'll catch the next one. We just
Yeah.
only ended up having two. And
Yeah.
yeah, they took a chance. Like, I don't think it was unreasonable. Like, not every team decided to pit with the first safety car.
Yeah, I'm not saying that it was like completely unthought out strategy and like completely awful strategy. I did like understand in the moment. I was like, okay, they're probably trying to like get a little further on their tires so then they can have a tire advantage and pit at the next safety
Yeah,
car because we were all
you
expecting
actually,
multiple safety cars.
yeah, Daniela said to me during the race, let's not forget Charles is great at making his tires last.
Yeah.
Yeah, Charles is good at managing his tires. So I'm sure stuff like that was being taken into consideration, and they probably still should have pitted at least Lewis during that first one to keep him on par with the other people who came in. And they could have kept Charles out and potentially waited for another one if that was their strategy. But clearly that didn't work, so then everybody's going to. I wish like we knew what their strategy was. I know they're not gonna like say because they could potentially use it in the future for something, or a variation of it. But like I wish like I feel like it was something like that where it was like they were expecting multiple safety cars, so they didn't want to take
Yeah.
the first one that happened in the first few laps because they wanted to have fresher tires when everyone else had more worn down tires and were trying to manage, and then they could use their tires as an advantage. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or maybe I just need to go work for them.
The safety car thing is so hard though, because it's not, we don't get one every race. It's hard to,
It's not
you can't
guaranteed.
rely on them. It's not guaranteed. And you
No.
never know how long they're going to last either. Like, obviously, you know, if it's
Yes,
bad
that's
and there's debris, it's going to last longer. But then, like, the bow toss issue, like, that was only a couple laps. It was very, very short
because he broke down in the pit lane.
because he broke down in pit lane. Yeah. I
I,
mean, it worked out for them. It worked out that it
yeah,
was better for Cadillac and their car that it didn't just explode and he was able to get it kind of close enough to the garage.
yeah. I mean, given how the practices and qualies went, I would have assumed that multiple cars would have broken down, probably on the track.
Most people, and I'm sure Ferrari is included in this, were expecting several safety cars. More than two, I would say, is what most people were expecting. Part
Probably.
of the problem was several of those cars were out before the race even started. And
Yes.
then so many people just boxed, like right at their
Yeah.
limit.
Yeah.
They weren't like pushing the
Like
cars,
Aston Martin.
which is fine.
Yeah, I would
Right.
have expected their car to maybe blow up instead, and they just decided to retire the cars.
Tire, yeah.
Yeah.
They weren't like pushing or anything. They were just like, yeah, that's the limit for today. Come on in.
Yeah,
Which, like, how disappointing as the driver, but you know.
Yeah.
you can
So
only do so much.
while like the strategy didn't pan out this time, I don't think it was a ridiculous move. Like Qatar
No,
with McLaren was ridiculous.
ridiculous. Yeah,
And also, it wasn't a situation like Qatar where literally everybody came in. Several
no,
people stayed out. Max even stayed out. Max, by
gained a
chance,
huge
by
advantage, I
good
think, doing that.
timing.
Yeah,
No, but by good timing, caught the second safety car before the pit lane
Hmm.
was closed. And it was just Ferrari's luck that the timing was completely
I
off.
think Ferrari has bad luck.
Oh, for sure. They need to start doing some superstitions, throwing salt over their shoulders. I don't know.
I think it's one of the things about being the original F1 team or whatever, the first.
Yeah.
They just have more baggage.
Some bad juju in there somewhere from.
Yeah,
Yeah.
their ancestors are pissed.
Yeah. It's been a while since they've done well, so I think they're like due. But now I'm starting to sound like the football teams, like the fans of the football teams. They're like, "Whoa,
It's our
turn."
year.
It's our turn. You've had so many. Give us this one.
Yeah. Hmm. Um,
So, other teams did. Williams did well.
they
Too.
finished.
They finished, and Sainz finished in the points.
No.
No,
Not Sainz.
15th for
Albon?
Sainz. No,
Albon
12.
finished in the points.
neither finished in
Oh.
points.
He got 12.
Never mind.
Gasly finished in the points for Alpine. Or
Yeah.
who switched? Who's different?
Gasly's Alpine.
Yeah. No one switched. Well, Lindblad.
No, who's
Lindblad.
Audi? Who's Audi
Oh,
though?
Audi
Who's
is
Bortoleto.
Bortoleto and
Audi? But Audi used to be
uh,
Sauber.
Kick
Kick
Sauber.
Sauber.
I always mix up Alpine and Sauber, so now I'm having a hard time remembering who switched to Audi.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I know
Bortoleto
like
scored
their
points.
colors.
Bortoleto scored points for Audi.
Correct, and Albon scored points.
Albon
So,
did not score
or not
points.
Albon, sorry, Gasly scored points.
Gasly scored points for Alpine.
For Alpine.
Yeah. You know who did super well? Arvid, our boy,
He did. The rookie.
the
You know who
rookie.
did even
Snaps
better
to
than
him.
Ollie.
I know. I'm so excited. I love Ollie. Sorry, I got very excited.
Nice.
I was just looking back at my prediction for Drivers' Championship, and I have Ollie as eighth. So I need Ollie to do well.
Oh, I do remember you had Ollie high. Where do I have him? I have him.
So I'm proud. So I was really
Yeah,
proud
he
of
did very
Arvid.
well. He
Arvid
was
for
up
doing
there for a
well.
while.
Yeah, he was. He did very well. Ollie, yeah, they got some points scored. So congratulations for them.
Mm-hmm. It's a good year for the rookie so far.
I really did not think much about my predictions.
What would you put? What are you questioning?
Well, I have Gasly in ninth, Ocon in 11th, Ollie in
That's
12th,
fascinating.
Lindblad in 15th. Lindblad, I'm not like surprised that I put him low because like I didn't have high expectations, but he is doing well.
For one
But
race, yeah.
like 8 through 14 is kind of wild of me.
I distinctly remember you saying that you didn't care anymore, and so you just started putting people
Yeah.
that you remembered in the order that you remembered them.
Yeah, pretty much. And it shows.
Which
That's okay. We'll see what
actually
happens.
is.
I'm not gonna change it. I'm gonna leave it.
Maybe yours will be fun. Like it'll be accurate, and they'll
Yeah.
be like, "How did you do that?"
That'd be so fun. I'll be like,
I
I
mean,
just
I hope
had
not.
vibes. That's like the girls who do fantasy and they're like, he had a cute uniform. We're like,
Yeah.
just the vibes.
I'm
That is how
still.
I did my fantasy was by vibes, but I didn't do well. But I did have a boy
Um,
managing my team, so that could have been part of the problem.
Possibly. I will say one thing, and I don't know if this is an Apple TV thing or if it's an F1 thing. I don't know who's controlling this, but I wish that they would put the pit stop times.
Yes.
Yes.
Only like 4 of them showed up. They
Yeah.
would give us the total pit stop, but not
Right. And by pit stop
It's not
times, we're saying the
time
amount
in
of
the pit
seconds.
lane.
No, not
No.
the time in the
Not
pit lane.
even,
The amount
yeah,
of seconds they are stopped getting their tires changed.
yeah,
Not from start to end of pit lane.
Yeah, I don't care about
I
that.
don't really care about that time. I can figure that out majority based off of where they come out in the line. I don't need the whole time. I need to know who is doing well in the pit stop because
yeah,
Yeah.
that affects the time more than them. Just I
Yeah.
need to know
yeah,
who's getting like a 2-second pit and who's getting a 3-second pit, and like so I can ridicule their team. And be
Totally.
like, what happened? What's going
We
on?
need more transparency in the garage.
Well, that was just like one thing that we saw last year, and so we made that prediction who was going to have the fastest. And then this year we can't even tell who has the fastest. I mean, and when you
No.
Google it, it just says Mercedes.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
won't even give you the time.
It didn't get the time, and it didn't say which driver it was for.
Yeah,
And we looked at like pit stop, which was from start to end of lane in the F1 app, and it was Ferrari, I think, who had the fastest in that.
yeah,
But actual stopped at the garage time, Mercedes had.
Mercedes.
Yeah.
fastest, but we don't know what driver or anything.
No, there's no information.
Oh, actually, we do know the time is 2.7. I mean 2.17. Someone told me, I wrote it down.
Dang
But we
it.
don't know the driver.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that and then
Hopefully
Max
it
got
still
fastest. And
Fastest
then
lap.
Max got fastest lap, which I'm not surprised considering how
And driver of the day.
high he shot up, and driver of the day. Which
Yeah.
I think we all predicted that he would win in that category
For driver of the day.
for driver of the day. Like he would have the most consistent driver of the day awards.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what I put.
I
Couldn't
think you
tell
put Max because I think we all put Max.
I might have. Or I might have put Charles. Because, I'm an optimist over here when it comes to F1.
He was in the running. He came in second.
He did. It's so funny because I feel like my F1 personality is kind of very different from like my regular personality. I'm not like a pessimist, but I feel like I'm more of a realist, not necessarily an optimist. But when it
But
comes
with
to F1, I'm
F1,
like, yes, Charles.
for no reason at all. He's gonna
Yeah.
do great.
I like my sassy pants George.
Yeah, okay. Him coming over the radio, like, this is very dangerous driving.
I watched a
Buckle
TikTok
up
that
and
was
drive,
talking.
buddy.
I watched a TikTok that was talking about that comment specifically and how some people, just in sports in general, people have like a certain IQ for their sports. And George tends to complain on the radio when he knows whoever is in a battle with him has a higher F1 IQ. Like driver IQ. And can outsmart him on like wheel to wheel. Where then he comes in and tries to outsmart them with penalties and stuff like that.
I mean, if it's true, it's certainly a strategy.
I'm not saying there's necessarily anything wrong with it. I just think that that's so funny because the people he complains about are usually Charles and Max. And I'm sure there's a couple others in there that I'm not remembering. But usually those are the two he complains about, which is so funny because Jillian and I have been saying that Charles and Max actually have a very similar driving style. And I feel like people don't necessarily notice that all the time because of either where Charles is or his car last year, or like Charles isn't necessarily fighting with certain people, or he's not being like the focal point. But if you do look at like his driving style and the way he battles with people, it is very similar to Max. And I think
Never
also
thought
a
about
lot of
that.
people, like his personality doesn't necessarily show that he's that type of driver. But then if you like really look at the base of his personality, Jillian and I were also talking about this, he is also very similar to Max. Max is just a lot more blunt, and Charles is more like
He's PR
elegant
trained very well.
about his like disses.
You could tell how PR trained he was in the cool down room when George was like, you weren't that slow or something like that. And Charles just looked like he was biting his tongue. He was like, yeah. Like he wanted to say something so bad.
Yeah.
I also think George I mean, he's obviously PR trained and he's a bougie driver. He's a bougie person. It's who he is as a person. But
I thought it was so funny. We didn't talk about this when we were talking about Drive to Survive, but that he was doing like the skincare stuff for like a skincare brand that he maybe potentially wants to do. And I was like, that is so George of him.
yes, it is. But I love that sometimes he just says something, I think, to get a rise out of people. Like, he just has that personality to kind of want to be like the funny guy to just say kind of outlandish stuff, but like do it in a way that's not like, I don't know. He's not always like that, but he
He
will
likes
do it.
drama.
He does
He's,
like drama.
Trying to be class clown while at the same time trying to be a bit antagonistic, but not come off like mean antagonistic.
Yeah.
Like, haha, remember this?
Hmm.
And try and get a little rise out of someone.
It's
Yeah.
very like annoying brother.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes,
It's
he
very
does.
much my brother.
Yeah.
But I kind of see it with him. Like sometimes he'll treat Kimmy like like a little bit of a fly or whatever. He'll be like buzz off, and then he'll be like, "No, come here."
That was funny during Drive to Survive, like seeing we got to see more of George and Kimmy interact. And George is like, come here, let me show you London. And
Yeah.
he's like, here's how we walk around the city. And it's just, like he was very sweet, but then at some points he was also kind of like making fun of him and like pushing him around.
Yeah.
It's
Um,
definitely like brother behavior. Does he have siblings?
I have no idea.
I think so.
I'm about to find out.
Does I know? Like we can all Google, but yeah.
And where is he in the birth order?
That's also a great question. George Russell siblings. Like,
Two older siblings, a sister named Kara and a brother named Benji. So he's the youngest. That
the youngest.
gives
completely
youngest.
tracks.
He
He's
gives
the
youngest
youngest
brother
of
energy.
3. And if you look at my family, that makes complete sense that George acts similar to our brother.
And he has two older or did you say an older brother and an older sister? Okay. Yeah, that tracks.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It all makes sense.
The pieces are falling
So,
into place.
yeah, so nothing came about from his complaint, but I immediately rolled my eyes. I was like, George.
I was like, oh, here we go.
I was like that. He said that. I was like, that's literally a comment he would have made about Max. If
It was like the exact same comment he used to make about Max.
I know.
It's like, he's too close. That was too dangerous.
Now, I will say
that was dangerous driving.
there has been times where his comments are warranted.
Yes.
That was not a time. So I think he errs on the side of complaining.
I think he likes to lay the foundation for
Yeah.
an FIA issue.
Which is why that TikTok I was saying was
Yeah.
talking about how if he doesn't have the on-track IQ to outsmart whoever he's up against, he uses his like IQ of the rules to try and get them to have some
He's
sort
like,
of penalty.
do you guys remember this rule?
It's like, here's some small, tiny rule that's going to cause you to be a 5-second penalty
Right.
or have to give back my place.
Yeah.
But I will say his radio comment or his radios last year were top tier. He had some of the best radios.
Well, and Charles had a radio that they didn't do live.
They don't do all of them.
I know, but it was like one of his like, add that one to the Charles radios.
Oh, what was it?
He said, this is like the mushroom in Mario Kart when he
Oh,
was
I
driving his car.
I did see that.
He was like in a good groove, and he's like, this is like when you got the mushroom in Mario Kart.
I love that he compares it to Mario Kart too.
Like, I'm going fast. Woo!
He's like, yes, we actually did
That's
something
so funny.
here.
Oh,
I
now
just-
he's happy with his car.
Yeah. I wanted them to drop, or him to drop something Pokemon related since he was in the Pokemon ad for the Super Bowl.
I'm curious. I've never seen him
Play
do
Pokemon?
anything Pokemon.
It was very confusing.
He
I was
had
like,
no
why are
I've never
you?
seen him affiliated. I've never seen him
favorite
affiliated with Pokemon.
He's
you say,
getting
Joey?
married. He had to pay for his wedding.
Aren't they having a bigger wedding later on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So outside of this race, there's been like two social media things around F1 that have happened. The first one was Isaac Hajar may have leaked that the Middle East races are going to be canceled.
Yeah, Isaac and Kimmy.
I heard
But
that.
this was just like an overheard conversation, and they're like, these boys are going to be in so much trouble.
Yeah, were they like flying like first class or something, not in a private?
Well, they
Yeah,
don't all fly private.
they were flying commercial, and they were just chatting
They were just
out loud
commercial,
for
not even
everybody to
first
hear.
class.
Well, commercial is just not a private plane. I don't know where they were sitting on the plane, but
Okay. Economy, that's what it is, right?
there's
Yeah,
coach, economy,
coach, economy
business.
Economy is the
first.
base level, right?
I think it depends on which type of, like, what the aircraft calls it. Some call it coach, some call it economy, I think.
Oh, okay.
And then the other thing was Kimmy released the address of where all the drivers were staying because he told a fan to come meet him so he could sign some merch for him. And so all the drivers were like caught outside the hotel and had to like sign autographs.
Kimmy,
Kimmy is the Tom Holland of F1.
he is. He can't shut his mouth.
And so like George was caught wearing some ridiculous outfit, like these short shorts.
Yeah, they were.
That was Kimmy.
Yeah.
Someone was like, "Oh, George in his short shorts again."
Because he
He
was trying to
looked
sneak.
shocked. He looked so surprised too. He was like, "Oh."
Yeah, he was trying to sneak in the back of the hotel, and that's where Kimmy told everybody to go.
Not him even saying go to the back. Like he could have said like, I'll meet you out
Kimmy,
front.
buddy,
Out
what are
front
you
would have been better,
doing?
then other people could still sneak in.
Oh my, Kimmy.
It's
Just
just
a boy. He's just a baby.
He's not.
he's funny. He's 19.
He'll learn. He'll learn.
Speaking of, this is getting off topic, but Tom Holland, and Secrets, apparently him and
He got
Zendaya
married.
are married.
Supposedly.
And the comments on videos that are like about it are like Tom Holland's best kept secret. Like the only secret Tom Holland has ever
Literally.
kept. And like stuff like that.
Like, I'm
When
shocked.
it comes to her, somehow he can keep a secret.
Yeah.
When it comes to about some important project he's working on, he's like, "Let me tell you everything."
When it comes to the Marvel universe.
Okay, I think the thing is, like, for his job, he's supposed to do social media and like post stuff,
Yeah.
and it seems
Well, and
like
he
the
literally
a
goes
couple
on
of
talk
times.
shows to talk about his projects, but he's not supposed to say anything about the project.
Yeah. But like I feel like with the Zendaya, like they don't really post on social media about it. They
Yeah.
don't talk about it in interviews, so it's easier to not slip up.
He also hasn't been doing anything recently where he's had to do a bunch of media. So I'm sure it's easier to not say anything because he's not out there talking about
Yeah.
anything.
Zendaya, on the other hand, has like 5 movies coming out this year.
Yeah, well, that girl is a stone
She's
trap.
yeah.
She doesn't say
Yeah.
anything. She keeps that stuff locked up.
But I wonder if that was part of the plan, where they're like, okay, you can't have anything going on work-wise.
Yeah.
We're getting married.
You're like, you are on
Take a break.
lockdown.
She's like, you'll give it away, even if you don't say anything. Your face will give it
I'll-
away.
She's like, I'll take care of the money for a little bit.
Which, and he's also said like once they have kids and stuff, like he's retiring and
They're
he's
both
gonna stay
quitting,
home with the
yeah.
kids,
Which is
which
cute.
is kind of sad, but also sweet for them.
Yeah,
We'll see.
earned it.
They may end up finding some balance of like before they became, kind of problematic people. But Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively would trade off on projects so that one of them could work and then the other one would basically take their kids and go live with them wherever they were working and then do the opposite so that they both could continue their careers. But they had some sacrifice so that they could,
Yeah.
keep the family together.
Yeah, or something like they only take a job if it like really like
if they care
speaks
a
to
lot.
him or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope they don't 100% quit.
Can't see them 100. They all seem to really care about their craft.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Tom's been doing it since he was like child.
So is
Zendaya's been doing it since
Zendaya.
So
she
is
was a
Zendaya.
child.
Zendaya's been doing it since her Disney Channel days.
I know.
Hmm.
Tom was doing it when he was like even littler than that though. Not necessarily on screen, but on stage.
Yeah, well, they both put out good work, so it would be sad to see them go permanently.
And to never see Zendaya on a carpet again.
Yeah, that would be
Wardrobe
horribly
is
sad.
just. And
Maybe
I know
she'll
she's
just
not
show
really
up
like
just
a
to
dress
walk,
girl.
right?
Like, I wish, I hope so, because she's also not really like a dress girl. Like, she doesn't necessarily like to dress up that much. Like, she wears like basketball shorts underneath her dresses sometimes.
That's so funny.
She just looks
But
stunning
like she
in
just
everything.
looks so great every single time. She's never had a flop for me in any of her outfits. Where like some people that I like, it's like they can do really good, but then sometimes there's an outfit that I'm like,
Well, and she can
what?
pull
What
off
is
so
happening?
many things. Like she can pull off a
Hmm.
pantsuit, but then also pull off like a huge ball gown.
Yeah. It's that
So,
confidence that she walks with.
yeah, George should have had that same confidence rolling up in his tiny basketball shorts,
Yeah.
bringing it back.
He literally should have just like owned it. Like
He
there's
kind
no
of did. He
way.
started signing autographs, so
True.
Yeah, when they all got ambushed. Yeah, I just think
There's a
that's so.
point
And I'm
in
like,
the
I don't know
ambush that you
if.
just have to accept what's happened.
Yeah, and I like the drivers probably know by now it was Kimmy, but I'm just like, I wonder what happened behind the scenes.
I want to know, do you think there's a group chat with all of them, all 22 of them?
Probably. But there's probably one they don't use it that much because they have like other group chats with a smaller
Yeah.
group.
Yeah.
I was gonna say all 22 of them because now everybody gets along.
Well, there's probably one that's just like no one, yeah, like you said, no one uses it. And then, but it exists. And then there's like the small friendship groups, like
Yeah.
the class that like a whole bunch of them were in. It was like Alex, George, Lando. I can't remember, but like there was a group of them on Drive to Survive a year or two ago that they just all talked about like their friendship. I don't know
Yeah.
who Carl or who Max would be in a group with.
Max, Charles,
Charles.
Lando. Lando and Max are really good friends.
Are they?
They do a lot of stuff together.
Lando has a different friend named Max.
I thought in one last year's Drive to Survive, we saw them like in the offs, like in their off, in the summer break and stuff. They were just hanging out all the time.
You're asking me about last year's Drive to Survive? And thinking
She's like,
I'll
that's too
remember
far.
it? That's crazy.
Who do you think Lewis is with?
His cows.
The Mercedes engineers.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like
he's with
Bono
Toto.
and Toto.
I loved seeing that in
He
Drive
and
to
George are
Survive.
friends.
I
Yeah.
was thinking maybe like him, Charles, maybe someone like George or something, and like someone probably like unexpected, like from a mid-low team. That like we wouldn't necessarily think of him being friends with, but he's probably like buddy with.
Yeah. Max also
Toto.
has all the rookies.
Oh my god, I would die to see that group chat where it's
He's
just
dad to
Max
all the
with all the
rookies.
rookies.
I just want like the F1 rookie. There's got to be one from the rookies last year
Of just the rookies.
of just the rookies.
That's got to be a hot mess.
Yeah.
They're confessing to so many crimes in that group chat, I'm sure. They're planning so many crimes.
They're like, what is this?
The thing with the
Hey, has anyone
identity
had to do
theft
this?
last year,
What?
But yeah, the identity theft last year.
Ollie and somebody else
Timmy.
stole, Ollie and Kimmy stole like Ollie's race engineer's identity.
And then told the internet about it. They didn't
And then
steal
like
his identity. They stole his ID and then a
bought a bunch
different
of stuff in
time,
his name.
a different time they stole his like credit card and bought a bunch of stuff in his name.
And they're like telling media this. They're like, "Oh, have you guys been like doing anything fun?" And he's like, "Yeah, we committed identity." But he like wasn't say he didn't like call it that. But he was like
No. He was
basically
like, oh,
like,
here's a
"No,
funny
have fun."
joke. Look at what we did.
And everybody's like,
Like, buddy, you can't do that. That's a crime.
The first time it was just like they stole his ID and like waited to see how long it would take or something for him to notice. They didn't actually do anything with his ID. And then they stole his credit card and bought stuff. Like after the ID and he'd gotten his
Well,
ID back, I'm
I'm
pretty
sure
Then
they
stole
paid
his
him
credit
back.
card.
I'm sure
Not
they
bad.
made it right. I bet they made it right.
and then they're like, "Here's the fun pranks we've been doing."
Ollie seems like a goofball. Like I could see him
Yes.
and like Gabby.
I don't really have. I can't really tell Gabby's personality. He just seems like stressed out and sad every time I've seen him. So,
Well, his team didn't do very well last year.
but
I had a
Mm-hmm.
bug fly in my eye earlier. My eye's still hurting.
Okay, well, I know it's early, but let's conclude this podcast. And I mean early as in like early in the week. But we should try and maybe do our top three predictions for
China.
China Grand Prix.
Okay, I'm probably gonna go George, Kimmy, Hamilton. Maybe we'll give him a podium in China.
I think I'm going to do George, Oscar, Max.
Interesting. Daniela.
I'm thinking. I don't like making predictions this early. I suppose George. I don't really want him to be in the top, but I don't like not like him, but I don't want him to be like world champion or anything. Max, maybe. I just don't want there to be another Mercedes 1-2 or necessarily another Mercedes both in the top. So I'm gonna say George, Max, and Hamilton. That's what I'm saying right now.
Okay.
That probably won't be the same after qualies or testing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can change it, but this is just putting it out on the pod, so we had something to compare. It's
Yeah.
more fun than anything. Because we have no idea how they're going to do. We haven't seen them on the track yet.
Yeah.
All right. Well, next week? Are you okay? Okay. Well, Daniela's going to go fix her eyeball. And we'll see you next week for China.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.